At least 12 people were shot and taken to local hospitals. We know police found at least 2 of them at the scene near 95th and Wentworth. I want to show you video we have of this scene. You're going to see dozens of evidence markers. We counted over 100 so far. This is just after 11 o'clock last night near 95th.
America, Chicago is having its best year for murders since 1965. The city's own stats, 4 straight years of decline, lowest homicide number in 6 decades. Brandon Mohawk Johnson has been printing that stat absolutely everywhere. Last Friday night, Juneteenth, a red SUV pulled alongside a crowd in Roseland. 2 gunmen opened fire, 12 people shot, 1 teenager in critical condition. 12 minutes north, the exact same night, Barack Obama cut the ribbon on his $850 million presidential center. Stars flew from around the world. They built a sledding shed, my friends, on the south side of Chicago. So when Brandon Mohawk Johnson showed up to a Juneteenth event the very next day, what did the mayor of the best year city actually say?
Last night was another reminder of how much work we still have to do to the lives who have been impacted by gun violence. As a father, as a husband, as a brother, as a cousin, just as a resident, it is heartbreaking.
What is up, guys? Tyson DeLaCruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Here's what happened. Friday night, 95th and Princeton, Roseland, just after 11 p.m., a red SUV rolls up alongside a Juneteenth crowd. 2 shooters inside. They open up fire and they drive away. Officers arrive, 2 victims on the scene. Then the hospital calls start coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4 different hospitals. 10 more people drove themselves in after they getting shot. 12 in total, ages 17 to 47. A 26-year-old in critical condition at the University of Chicago Medical Center. And on the ground, 113 evidence markers. Multiple news crews counted them on camera, you guys.
It's hurtful because of this holiday and how many people lives were given for this holiday to exist. To see lives taken this way, celebrating should not turn into tragedy or catastrophe in this case.
And that right there tells you exactly how the community feels about this. But here's the detail that the news outlets and the city didn't lead with. This is apparently a good year, you guys. Chicago closed 2025 with around, get this, 416 homicides. Apparently, this is the lowest since 1965. The city's been running that stat absolutely hard, at least in my opinion. That real number, 4 straight years is going down. That's absolutely fine. I'll give them that there. But the best year in 60 years still ends in 113 casings on a federal holiday. 0 arrests and a red SUV that nobody has found. That is the ceiling. That is what peak management in Chi-Town, in Chicago, looks like right now. I want you to hold that thought. Let me tell you guys exactly what the mayor did. The day after the shooting, Juneteenth Day, Brandon Mohawk Johnson went to a completely different event. And obviously there were cameras there. He said the shooting was another reminder of how much work that we have to do. He announced an emergency assistance center. Brandon Mohawk Johnson, he said, we're going to announce an emergency assistance center. He pledged to remove illegal guns off the streets, you guys.
As a father, as a husband, as a brother, as a cousin, just as a resident, it is heartbreaking.
An emergency assistance center. Now, I'm going to explain this calmly because calmly is honestly the only response to this situation. Somebody drove a car on Juneteenth to a party and shot 12 people. The city's answer is we're going to open up another center. There you go. For your assistance, for getting shot up, for people getting shot up every single weekend, for assistance. There's a man. He's going to be wearing a vest. There's a pamphlet that he's going to be handing out. There's a phone number that you can actually call. They'll talk to you about your feelings, about getting shot, people getting murdered every single weekend. Nobody demanded the shooters' names out loud at the podium. Nobody went on camera and said, we're going to hunt these people down. They're opening up a center because a center, my friends, can establish a press conference. A center looks like that you're actually governing on a Saturday morning without requiring any actual change to the situation and the policies that made the shooting actually possible. 20 minutes north of 95th Street, on that same Friday evening, Barack opened up a campus, 22 stories, NBA court, Bono, Bruce Springsteen.
There is a main section in front of the stage. They had an overflow section that contained even thousands more. And then here we have what they call a midway plaisance. There they had the capacity for an additional 10,000 people. So it was quite the turnout. In terms of the actual program, we know it was star-studded, of course. We had Stevie Wonder closing it out, Jennifer Hudson starting it off.
A monument, you guys, of what the community could be. The exact same night, 20 minutes away. Nobody on that stage connected these two facts together. Not on Friday, not on Saturday morning. The cameras went north. The casings, those bullet casings, they stayed south. Here's the part that nobody in mainstream, lamestream media connected, because connecting it is very bad math for a man who wants to run for president in 2028. Trump's on Truth Social saying, why isn't Governor Pritzker calling me for help? I can make Chicago the safest city in America, a safe city in 1 month. Full National Guard deployment offer is on the table. It has been on the table, but J.B. Pritzker isn't answering calls. He's losing football teams.
No one in the city of Chicago, residents that I've spoken to, the people of this city, no one has ever asked for the National Guard.
Nobody asked. 12 people shot on Juneteenth, and nobody asked. J.B. Big Bot Pritzker is actively weighing for a potential 2028 presidential run. Goes on camera and cites a federal law that limits how military can operate on U.S. soil. He's been saying that sending the Guard would be fought immediately in court.
There is a law on the books confirmed by the Constitution called posse comitatus. And it means that the federal government does not have a right to send soldiers into American cities for the purpose of, well, for any purpose really, but specifically to fight crime, let's say. And that is what he's suggesting that he will do, violate that law. It's not surprising to me that he suggests violating the law. He's done it many times and been convicted of it 34 times. And so I would just say he has absolutely no right.
J.B. Pritzker is citing a law from 1878 to block help from entering Chicago. Trust me, you guys, the same man who reminded you at least 4 times this month that Trump was convicted 34 times is now a strict legal constitutionist. Incredible timing. But here's the reason nobody made the call. Brandon Mohawk Johnson vetoed his own police chief snap curfews tool 6 weeks before the shooting. Larry Sneeling, his police chief, his department, asked for a mechanism to break up large crowds really fast. That tool was designed for exactly the crowd situation on 95th Street on Friday night. Brandon Mohawk Johnson, said no. His own guy vetoed. 5 weeks after that veto, 5 Chicago police officers got hit by a car. And the morning after, Alderman Lopez, a Democrat, went on Fox News and said Johnson does not know the meaning of consequences. True example here, build a fire and then complain that it's hot. He built the conditions. He vetoed the tools. Every result belongs to him. And Pritzker can't pick up the phone because the National Guard actually works, even 30 days. That is the worst possible story for a governor building a 2028 presidential campaign on how well he's running Illinois. The Guard doesn't get sent to cities that are fine. Everybody in that press conference understood that. None of them said it out loud. America, here's what didn't make the cable news recap this weekend. Johnson went on camera and called it heartbreaking. His own Democrat said that he doesn't understand the concept of consequences. Pritzker cited an 1878 law and called it legal principle. The city's best year in 6 decades still ended with a Juneteenth crowd, a red SUV, and 0 arrests on the books. One more thing before I go. Johnson told reporters that Trump cutting $800 million in violence prevention funding from the budget bill was a real problem. The money is why the city apparently they can't do more. They need more money to do more of nothing that they haven't been doing. That's his answer. And that's his answer to the Guard offer. Fine, I get that. But the snap curfew tool, the one that's absolutely free, his police chief designed it. It cost the city absolutely nothing. Brandon Mohawk Johnson killed it anyway. His police chief had the fix. Brandon Mohawk Johnson vetoed the fix. Now the mayor calls it heartbreaking. He earned every single word of that. Let me know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.